You walk into the dealership. There it is. Shiny, badge-looking sharp. Leather seats still carrying that dependable smell. Price is right. Service history looks clean. Everything checks out, so you buy it. And for a while, everything is fine. Then the odometer hits 100,000 miles. That's the exact moment that SUV stops pretending to be a smart purchase and starts becoming a machine that quietly drains your bank account one repair bill at a time. Look, I've been under enough cars to know how this goes. Some of the most solid-looking SUVs out there are hiding the most expensive problems right underneath that hood. The kind of problems that don't show up on a Carfax report. The kind your dealer absolutely knows about and will never bring up at the negotiating table. Today I'm calling out 10 of them by name. No sugarcoating, just the data, the numbers, and the truth that could save you thousands of dollars before you ever sign that paperwork. Just the data, the numbers, and the truth that could save you thousands. Before you ever sign that paperwork, think twice. Here's the thing you need to know about these vehicles. This isn't me just venting about cars I don't like. This is about the facts. Everything you're about to hear is pulled straight from RepairPal, Consumer Reports, and J.D. Power, three of the most trusted sources in the automotive industry. Built on data from millions of real owners, real repair shops, and real money spent. When RepairPal tells you a vehicle averages over $1,000 a year in unscheduled repairs, that's not an opinion. And that, my friends, is a pattern. And when you combine that with owner satisfaction scores from Consumer Reports data analysis, you start to see a very clear picture of which SUVs are quietly bleeding their owners dry. I've seen these vehicles up on the lift. The data matches what I see with my own hands. Because at the end of the day, numbers don't lie. Now, before we get into the list, I want to warn you, some of the names on this list are going to surprise you. We're talking about badges that people trust, brands that have built decades of reputation and trust with their customers. That's exactly what makes them dangerous. Now, if you're new here to the channel and you want the kind of straight talk that your dealership will never give you, hit that subscribe button right now. Now let's get into it and see which ones made the list. Number 10, Jeep Grand Cherokee, 2014 to 2019. On the surface, the Grand Cherokee looks like the total package. Rugged styling, strong towing numbers, available four-wheel drive, and a Jeep badge that screams capability. People buy this truck because they think they're getting a tough, dependable machine. And for the first 80 or 90,000 miles, it mostly delivers on that promise. But cross that 100,000 mile mark, and a very different story starts to unfold. The 8-speed automatic transmission on these models has a well-documented history of shuddering, slipping, and in some cases failing outright. Add to that the electrical gremlins, infotainment glitches, sensor failures, and module issues. That cost anywhere from $500 to over $2,000 a visit. RepairPal gives the Grand Cherokee a below-average reliability rating, with average annual repair costs sitting village, around $630. That number sounds manageable until you realize those visits start happening more and more frequently once the miles stack up. The Grand Cherokee looks like a workhorse. Village. After 100,000 miles village, it starts working your wallet instead. Number 8, Land Rover Discovery Sport. Let's be honest about something. Land Rover has one of the most compelling brand stories in the automotive world. Expedition-ready, genuinely capable off-road, and styled in a way that turns heads in any parking lot. The Discovery Sport specifically draws in buyers who want all of that in a more manageable package. What they get instead is one of the most repair-intensive ownership experiences in the entire SUV segment. We're talking about electrical systems that develop faults with unsettling regularity, air conditioning components that fail prematurely, and a powertrain that requires dealer-level diagnostics for problems that would be routine on any other vehicle. J.D. Power consistently scores Land Rover near the bottom of its dependability rankings. Annual repair costs routinely exceed $1,200, and that figure climbs steeply after 100,000 miles. The Discovery Sport will take you anywhere. It just might leave you there. Number 7, Cadillac Escalade, 3rd generation, 2007 to 2014. The Escalade is an American icon, big, bold, and loaded with luxury technology, and built specifically to project a sense of success. At 100,000 miles on a 3rd generation model, here's what that technology starts to do. It starts failing and showing dashboard warning lights. The air suspension system on these trucks is one of the most notorious problem points. is one of the most notorious and expensive problem points. When a rear airbag goes, it fails completely. You're looking at anywhere from $800 to well over $2,000 in total repair costs, depending on how many components need replacing, and whether the compressor has given up at the exact same time. The navigation and entertainment systems found in these trucks, which felt cutting edge when these trucks were new, are now aging in expensive ways. Sensor failures, module replacements, and climate control issues. All these expensive repairs really start to add up. RepairPal notes the Escalade's average annual repair cost sits above $900, with reliability rated well below the industry average. The Escalade is excellent at looking like money. After 100,000 miles on the odometer, it's exceptionally good at spending it. Number 5. Nissan Pathfinder, 2013 to 2020. The Pathfinder used to be a legitimate off-road capable SUV with a passionate following. Then Nissan redesigned it, stuffed a continuously variable transmission under the hood, and created what has become one of the most talked about reliability disasters. The CVT transmission on these Pathfinders is the central issue. Overheating and outright failure are common. They show up in owner forums and RepairPal data with alarming consistency. Transmission replacement on these trucks runs between $4,000 and $5,000, and surfacing well before the 100,000-mile mark. Nissan extended the CVT warranty on some models after the backlash, but plenty of owners fell outside that coverage window. The Pathfinder looks like a practical family hauler. The CVT makes it one of the most financially dangerous purchases. It is a used SUV purchase you should avoid. Number 4. Dodge Durango with the V6 engine. The Durango has a lot going for it. 3-row seating, strong towing capacity on the V8 trims, and a cabin that genuinely feels spacious and well put together. The V6 version is where the math stops working in your favor. RepairPal puts the Durango's average annual repair cost at over $670, which sits well above average for a 3-row SUV in its class. Electrical issues, transmission cooling problems, and HVAC failures become increasingly common after 100,000 miles on the 6-cylinder variants. The cost per visit isn't always catastrophic, but the frequency is the real problem. It starts adding up to a number that makes you question every penny you saved, buying the 6 instead of the 8. The Durango is a capable truck when it's healthy. Keeping it healthy gets progressively more expensive the higher those miles climb. Real quick, have you personally owned any of these trucks? Drop it in the comments below. Hit the like button. Now let's get to the top 3. Number 3. BMW X5 E70 generation, 2007 to 2013. Smooth, powerful, and loaded with technology that still impresses today. The problem is that after 100,000 miles, they start demanding attention. The high-pressure fuel pump fails, the electric water pump goes out, and when it does, it can take the engine with it if you're not paying attention. The air suspension develops leaks, and the valley pan gasket is an expensive job. RepairPal puts average annual repair costs above $1,000. Every mile after 100,000 is a negotiation with the parts department. Number 2. Audi Q7, first generation, 2007 to 2015. The Q7 carries real presence. It's large, luxurious, and built with the kind of attention to detail that makes it genuinely special to own when it's working. The timing chain tensioner on the 3-liter V6 engine is a known failure point that, if ignored, can result in catastrophic engine damage. The air suspension system, which Audi shares platform components with across several luxury models, is an expensive repair the moment any component fails, and at high mileage, they tend to fail together rather than one at a time. The DSG transmission requires regular fluid services that many owners skip because the manual calls them lifetime fills. And then the transmission starts behaving like it knows it was neglected. RepairPal rates the Q7 below average in reliability with annual repair costs that regularly push past $1,200 every year. The Q7 is a magnificent machine. It is also one of the most financially demanding vehicles you can possibly own, past the 100,000-mile mark. Number 1. Lincoln Navigator, 2003 to 2014. Here it is, the legendary Lincoln Navigator. The one that earns the top spot not just because of what it costs to fix, but because of the specific way it fails. The Navigator from these generations was fitted with an air suspension system that by the time you're approaching 100,000 miles, is operating on borrowed time. When that system goes, and on high mileage examples, it almost always goes, it doesn't always fail gracefully. Compressor failure, airbag rupture, and control module faults can hit within a short period of each other. A full air suspension replacement on a Navigator of this generation can run from $2,000 to over $4,000, depending on whether you're converting to conventional springs or replacing the system like for like. That's before you address the electrical issues, the timing chain concerns on the 5.4-liter engine, and the transfer case problems that show up in four-wheel drive models. RepairPal ranks the Navigator's average annual repair cost above $1,100. Consumer Reports reliability scores for these years are consistently poor. The Navigator is a stunning piece of American luxury, past 100,000 miles. It is the single most effective vehicle on this list at making your savings account disappear. Before I let you go, look, if watching this video taught you anything, it's that owning the wrong vehicle is one of the fastest ways to bleed money you worked hard to earn. And that's exactly why I want to talk to you for 30 seconds. To talk to you for 30 seconds about protecting what you've already built. Today's video is brought to you by our sponsor. And if financial security matters to you, the way smart car buying should, the link in the description is worth 60 seconds of your time. Whether you're trying to build an emergency fund for unexpected repair bills, or just make smarter decisions with your money in general, they've got tools that actually work for real people. Check out the link below. It helps support this channel. For real people. Check out the link below. It helps support this channel and might genuinely help your bottom line. That's the list. 10 SUVs that photograph beautifully, carry great reputations. That's the list. 10 SUVs that photograph beautifully, carry great reputations, and will absolutely punish you financially once that odometer crosses 100,000 miles. Photograph beautifully, carry great reputations, and will absolutely punish you financially once that odometer crosses 100,000 miles. The lesson here is simple. A good-looking badge does not pay your repair bill. Data does, and will absolutely punish you financially once that odometer crosses 100,000 miles. The lesson here is simple. A good-looking badge does not pay your repair bill. Data does. Do your homework before you sign anything once that odometer crosses 100,000 miles. The lesson here is simple. A good-looking badge does not pay your repair bill. Data does. Do your homework before you sign anything. Check RepairPal. Pull the Consumer Reports scores. The lesson here is simple. A good-looking badge does not pay your repair bill. Data does. Do your homework before you sign anything. Check RepairPal. Pull the Consumer Reports scores. Talk to an independent mechanic, not a dealership service writer. Your repair bill. Data does. Do your homework before you sign anything. Check RepairPal. Pull the Consumer Reports scores. Talk to an independent mechanic, not a dealership service writer. If this video saved you even one bad purchase decision, that's the whole point. Do your homework before you sign anything. Check RepairPal. Pull the Consumer Reports scores. Talk to an independent mechanic, not a dealership service writer. If this video saved you even one bad purchase decision, that's the whole point. Subscribe if you haven't already. We do this kind of straight talk breakdown every week. Check RepairPal. Pull the Consumer Reports scores. Talk to an independent mechanic, not a dealership service writer. If this video saved you even one bad purchase decision, that's the whole point. Subscribe if you haven't already. We do this kind of straight talk breakdown every week. I'll see you in the next one. Talk to an independent mechanic, not a dealership service writer. If this video saved you even one bad purchase decision, that's the whole point. Subscribe if you haven't already. We do this kind of straight talk breakdown every week. I'll see you in the next one. Dealership service writer. If this video saved you even one bad purchase decision, that's the whole point. Subscribe if you haven't already. We do this kind of straight talk breakdown every week. I'll see you in the next one. If this video saved you even one bad purchase decision, that's the whole point. Subscribe if you haven't already. We do this kind of straight talk breakdown every week. I'll see you in the next one. That's the whole point. Subscribe if you haven't already. We do this kind of straight talk breakdown every week. I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe if you haven't already. We do this kind of straight talk breakdown every week. I'll see you in the next one. We do this kind of straight talk breakdown every week. I'll see you in the next one. I'll see you in the next one.